Welcome, dear listeners, to the iWatch channel, Astro Inudabi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abi. So, I want to thank you for following my channel. I want to thank you for the positive feedback, and I want to thank you for the questions that you've given me. And I'm going to answer one of them today, and this has also been a very common one. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the common ones first, and then I'm going to go down based on how common the question is. I'm going to deliver content as such. So the question is, Abi, can you please explain or do a podcast on what Mangal Dosha is? So I've done many lives on Mangal Dosha. And if you came on my lives or if you've done any readings with me, you would have picked up this term. I would have told you if you are Mangalik or not. Mangalik comes from Mangal. Uh, Mangalik comes from the word Mangal, and Mangal means Mars. Um, Dosha is Mangal Dosh is Mars transit. Mars effects or the effects of Mars. All right. So Mangal means Mars. Now Mangal Dosha. What is Mangal Dosha in your chart or in your natal chart? So I'm going to explain. A lot of people are scared of Mangal Dosha. Um, you've went to various consultations with different people and probably left there fearing Mangal Dosha. Look, I always explain this to everybody that come to me. Wherever there is a lock, there is a key. Nature, nature's law itself is so perfect that it is completely yin and yang. And if you know how to use the energies, you've got no problem. For an example, if I always say this as well, if you're drinking brake fluid, the answer to this is not some kind of remedy to nullify its energy. Intelligence is just don't drink brake fluid. So it's not in the doing. Sometimes it's in the not doing, what you should not do. And I think many people battle with this because you've been conditioned. We've been conditioned. We've been conditioned from kids that we need to do something for an outcome. But when you are aware of how nature works, you start to see that majority of life complications, the answers are in the not doing something that you should not be doing for a better outcome, to bring your state of experience or your experience itself to a point of balance. So balancing also means not doing something. So I'm going to go straight into this and answer the question, what is Mangal Dosha? So in the rich tapestry of Vedic astrology, certain planetary positions and the effects of the planet on an individual's life take center stage. The planets have a profound effect on all forms of life. Among these, the famous Mangal Dosha. So you would have heard me speak about Saturn return, Sarai Sati, Mangal Dosha, the emerald year where Jupiter sits in your first house. You've heard me speak about Kendra houses, Mahadashas, all these terms. I will cover each term in different podcasts. This one is purely fixated on Mangal Dosha. Now, Mangal Dosha stands out due to its significant impact on relationships and marriage. But I also like to explain it that not only in intimate relationships, but your relationships with other people. And I'm not sure how other astrologers explain it. This is purely awareness by Abi. Based on my awareness, I would like to describe Mangal Dosha as your relationships with yourself also. So understanding Mangal Dosha requires a very deep dive into its origins, the implications, and the various ways it can be addressed. So in this discussion, we're going to explore what Mangal Dosha is and how it affects you. And obviously, um, I don't like the word remedies. I like the word um, how to nullify or how to work with its energy. How to work with it. There's always a way to work with it. And Mangal Dosha itself often occurs when the planet Mars, Mangal, is positioned in specific houses or signs in your natal chart. So I'm going to refer to Vedic astrology. Mars is considered a malefic planet. Malefic. And its placement can have a profound effect on various aspects of your life. A lot of people are concerned about it when it comes to marriage because that's where your interest lies. But I'm going to explain this much to you that as a Mangalic person, leave marriage. You'll have that that aggression in you, even while you are dating, before you can get married. You'll have that aggression with the other people. But anyways, we're going to explore this deeper later on in the podcast. So, how does Mangal Dosha affect marriage? I'm going to go straight into marriage. So, the influence of Mangal Dosha on marriage, look, it can vary depending on the individual's complete astrological profile, meaning the chart, and specific placements of Mars. Generally, the Mangal Dosha or the Dosha of Mangal is strongly believed to bring out these effects. So, marital discord is very, very clear. Individuals may face maybe difficulties in maintaining a harmonious relationship with the partner. The challenges can manifest as misunderstandings, disagreements, conflicts. I'm going to move this even outside marriage. You'd find it difficult even to be peaceful because of the Mars placements. You have this anxiety, this aggression. Uh, you know you can. It's very easy to you know lose your cool over trivial things, and it's very difficult to meditate, to concentrate. But I know I'm deviating from Mangal Dosha in the actual marriage, but it can cause a delay in the marriages. Also, even before you can get married, there can be many delays, cancellations. Why? Because of the aggression, not being able to communicate properly, not being the energy that you give off is very, very, um, it's very, very uneasy. So people with Mangal Dosha might experience delays, but why? Because of that uneasiness of energy within, that aggression, um, that frustration, the disappointments. It can bring health issues to the spouse once you get married. So there's different kinds of marriage. I'm not talking about the legal marriage. I'm talking about the spiritual marriage. And some people believe that it can cause financial strain. Look, for me, I don't see it. I wouldn't say it causes financial strain. For me, the biggest thing that you should be concerned about as the root for misery is a low vibrational being. A low vibrational being is a being of ignorance, a being of anger, a being of violence, a being of anxiety. These qualities exist in us. But how much with the Manglik person? In most cases it exists more than the other, than more than the next person. The qualities of vengeance, jealousy is there. Now, guys, I am talking from awareness by Abhi. This is my awareness, and I'm not just using astrology to explain this. I'm using intuition to explain this. Based on various types of yoga that I do, bhakti yoga, sadhana, I'm able to see it quite differently from most astrologers, and I'm seeing it like this. If if a person has Mars in these houses that I've mentioned above, the first house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, or 12th house. So the astrological chart is divided into 12 houses, each representing different facets of life. So Mangal dosha is primarily associated with Mars being placed in the first house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, or 12th house of the natal chart. Now here already, if a person, is not um, practicing some kind of uh, yoga or building a relationship with his or her higher power, or finding ways to release this aggression, maybe going to the gym, spending time in nature, such a person will be vibrating with this energy, and this energy generally would drop you down. It would drop you to a lower frequency. And when you are vibrating on a lower frequency, you'll attract lower frequency events. You'll attract that dimension of reality in your life. So it'll be very difficult for you to be in relationships or marriage where it's very peaceful, because you're used to the chaos, because the chaos is happening within you. When chaos is happening within you, externally, chaos is inevitable, because what happens externally has already happened internally first. So it's very important to understand that inside, within you, that energy, it needs to be nullified. It needs to be balanced off. So, yeah, I'm going into Vedic astrology. Now I'm going into Vedic astrology from intuition. Mars in the first house can make the individual very or highly energetic, ambitious, but may also lead to aggressive behavior. And this will impact relationships. Mars in the fourth house can cause domestic unrest, affecting peace within the home and environment. Seventh house, this is directly related to marriage and partnerships. Mars can lead, it can lead you to a very challenging marital life with potential conflicts and disagreements. So here we see divorces, marriage cancellations. Mars in the eighth house may bring instability and unexpected challenges in the marriage, often related to hidden issues or secrets. So this is a very common one. There's a lot of people that have done readings with Mars in the eighth house, Mars in the fourth house, Mars in the seventh house. 12th house Mars, your Mars in the 12th house can lead to financial losses and difficulties in maintaining marital harmony. Now we've got to look at the strength of the Mars. So a well placed and strong Mars might mitigate the negative effects. If the Mars, a benefic Mars, if Mars is aspected by benefic planets, or if there are positive influences in the chart, then the adverse effects may be lessened of Mangal dosha. So the dasha periods also, the timing of the planetary periods or dashas can generally influence how the dosha manifests in an individual's life. So to explain this very easily to you, you must understand that whatever it is that you go through in life, everything starts up from or everything begins from what dimension of reality you are vibrating on. If you are vibrating in the lower dimensions of existence, then Mars have a total control over you. Your job is to rise in frequency through meditation, bhakti yoga, building a relationship with your higher power. As a consequence of this year, your Mars gets nullified. The energy of Mars is nullified. A lot of people will talk about rituals, performing pujas, and all of these things. Whilst I'm not going to move you away from this, for me, I'm a strong condoner of or advocator for, if you cannot control your mind, if you have no control over your mind, regardless of whatever rituals you do, you're going to end up in the same mess. So, what I would advise you to do is begin some kind of meditative practice, or and build your relationship with your higher power. Meditation means building a relationship with your higher power. People talk about going for marital counseling and charitable acts, fasting on certain days, wearing gemstones, performing pujas and rituals. These things not going to move you away from. But fasting is a good thing. It's for cleansing. It's for cleansing yourself. It's for gaining control over your senses. But if you don't harness how your mind, or harness the ability to have control over your mind, you're going to always go back to square one. But if you're continuously fasting, if you're continuously reciting mantras, then at some point you will gain strength over this. But once again, this goes back to building a relationship with your higher power. Chanting means building a relationship with your higher power. So if you are, concerned about this, and if you want to know whether you are Manglik or not, then you can always talk to me on my WhatsApp 0763310118, and you can always choose option number 1 from the PDF. So, Jai Shri Ram, everybody. Thank you for listening to me. Please make sure you share this content with people that you think would benefit from this, from a point of insight. I'll really appreciate it. So, thank you very, very much. Jai Shri Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Shri Krishna.